The MGHS mid-sized SUV. More space, more safety tech with MG Pilot, and more peace of mind. All from only $29,990 drive away. The MGHS. It's the more you've been looking for.
On air, online, and on your smart speaker. Red Rooster. Craveable, golden, crunchy fried chicken. In store or delivery.
Hit News Briefing.
Good afternoon. Tragedy at a Tassie motor race and why millions of dollars are hitting the bank accounts of Telstra customers. Hi, I'm Isabelle Everett with your news briefing. A Queensland man has died while competing in Tasmania's Targa Car Rally, where 3 lives were lost in the same event just last year. The 59-year-old crashed off an embankment yesterday afternoon with his wife managing to escape. Investigations are underway into the cause. Michael Smith from Motorsport Australia says there had been a safety briefing to all drivers, including driving to conditions and ability.
There was an investigatory tribunal that was undertaken after last year's event. There were 23 recommendations that were handed down. A lot of work went into making sure that this event was not only complying with those recommendations but was as safe as possible.
On the campaign trail, and the PM's continuing to defend the government's economic response over the past 2 years after the cost of living soared by the highest amount in some 2 decades in the last 3 months. The pressure only set to increase, with interest rates now tipped to go up as early as next week. Scott Morrison says temporary measures like one-off payments and a cut to fuel prices will help.
And on the 1st of July, Australians on medium to low incomes will be able to keep even more of what they earn, with $420 in additional tax relief to ensure that they can deal with these rising costs of living.
While Labor's promising to ease pressure on household budgets by growing wages, MP Jason Clare says they plan to train people for higher earning jobs and make childcare cheaper.
But the changes we make there will help an average family cut the cost of childcare by $1,600 a year. The Australian people are screaming out for a government with a long-term plan. The cuts to petrol end in 6 months' time. What happens after that? You need a government with a plan that lasts more than 6 months.
ISO rules for household contacts will soon be a thing of the past in most of our states and territories. They'll be ditched in Queensland from 6 p.m. tonight, except for those who have symptoms. New South Wales, the ACT and Victoria scrapped the measure last week, with South Australia to follow on Saturday, Tassie from Monday. Nearly $2 million in refunds will soon hit the bank accounts of thousands of overcharged Telstra customers. The telco giant self-reported the mistakes, which happened between 2018 and last year. It's also been slapped with a $500,000 fine. And the first African-American woman to head to the International Space Station long-term has blasted off on board a SpaceX rocket.
Ergon is urging drivers to slow down when roadside power line works are in progress. Please follow the traffic control signs and speed limits for everyone's safety.
In the NRL, Broncos legend Corey Parker believes his old side should be considered the underdogs on their home turf against Cronulla tonight. Parker says the Sharks are one of the informed teams in the comp.
Just based on the performances that we've seen over the last sort of 7 rounds, Broncos have won 3 games. If you look on the flip side of the Sharks, have certainly been one of the big mover and shakers. A superb brand of football going on at the moment.
Broncos prop Payne Haas has been named despite carrying a shoulder concern, while the Sharks welcome back Dale Finucane, and veteran Wade Graham is tipped to play his first game this season. To AFL, and Mason Cox is back in the selection frame at Collingwood, with Brodie Grundy likely to be sidelined for 3 months with a knee injury. Former Pies star Dale Thomas says Cox would be better used as a ruckman rather than up forward.
And he is a big bugger. To get past him and to actually give you mids a decent look at it, figure out how you can play to your strengths. You can't be shoved out the way like you can as a forward because he'll be blocking off the balls.
While Tristan Sherry is the latest ruckman to go down, with the Kangas big man out for 4 weeks with a foot injury. And Ben Stokes will take over as England cricket captain. Joe Root time on his
A partly cloudy afternoon for central Queensland. 29 the top in Rockhampton, dropping to 19 tonight, partly cloud, and 28 tomorrow, 27 in Gladstone. And our listener app is your new home of local news. Download the app now to listen live or on demand.